Ladies and gentlemen, I'm IWN. I'm back here with another video. Before I get started, giving you all the breaking news. Be sure you follow me on Instagram at IngramBA843. You can add me on Facebook if you want to. I'm not forcing you to. I'm not judging you to. You don't have to. But just add me if you want to. And follow me on Twitter at Ingram Wrestling. And speaking of Twitter, I gotta tell y'all some sad news, man. My Twitter account was apparently suspended for absolutely no reason. I never said anything wrong. I never said anything harmful to anybody on Twitter. Nothing. My Twitter account was just randomly suspended. So if any of you can, please let Twitter know that I want my account back. I rightfully deserve my account back because I never said anything wrong about anybody. Now, with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Now, as you all know, there were a ton of NXT releases this Wednesday. Some producers, coaches, writers, plus Sarah Cummings, senior VIP of Consumer Products, Ranjan Singh, Road Dogg, Scott Armstrong, William Ringo, George Correll, Timothy Thatcher, Danny Burch, and Hideki Suzuki of Dynamite were all released from WWE. Now, this was reported by Fightful. Now, we're going to start at the top, guys. So, the wrestling world reacts to the latest round of releases. It says here that WWE may have seen record surge in profits and revenues during the recent years. That doesn't mean that the company has stopped releasing talents, owing to what it calls budget cuts. Now, Wednesday was just a normal day in the wrestling world until the news of the latest round of WWE releases hit social media. The company released several NXT personals, including William Ringo, as I mentioned. Ringo had been with NXT since its beginning. Now, it says together with Triple H, the Blackpool native oversaw the nascent developmental territory turned into the black and gold brand and ultimately NXT 2.0, which happens to be true. Johnny Gargano reacted to send his heartfelt thanks to William Ringo. If it wasn't for Ringo, a lot of your favorite guys wouldn't be on television. He got so many of us indie guys an opportunity. He will never take credit for that, but he deserves his flowers for helping in molding this generation of wrestlers. Thank you, Ringo. That was from Johnny Gargano to Ringo. Following the release news, Raquel Gonzalez sent out an emotional message as she said, "The people who believed in me, who helped me see a light when it was all going dark, who shared their wisdom and gave me an opportunity, who always felt like family. I love you all. We will always be family." Producer Road Dogg, coaches coaches Timothy Thatcher, Danny Burch, Allison Danger, and Ace Steel, along with writer Ryan Katz, were all also among a handful of NXT 2.0 personnel released Wednesday. Well, they weren't 2.0, they were Triple H's. Scott Armstrong was also released of his contractual obligations. It was a sad day for the NXT brand. It really was. Then, the WWE NXT releases were reportedly a personal shot at Triple H. Of course, I knew this and you all knew this. And JD, one of my inspirations, knew it too. Because he just mentioned Triple H and Vince McMahon on his podcast. He mentioned the good things about Triple H and how he elevated NXT and took it to the next level. WWE released a lot of people from NXT yesterday, and they all seemed to have one connection between them all. They were all Triple H's people. That was not lost on the fans, and it was soon reported that the company targeted those individuals. Ringside News asked around, Ringside News, they're my sources. They are my best sources in the IWC community, man. The best sources you could ever believe in. The best sources you could ever have. The best sources you would ever want. Now, my sources on Twitter, Ringside News, asked around about this situation, and it was 100% confirmed to them that this is not only about removing Triple H's people, but it was also personal. WWE was cleaning NXT of Triple H's influence. They were told by a tenured member of the team that it feels personal because it is. They were told, you're not a conspiracy theorist, it was Triple H's people. Specifically, Triple H's people, and it was all influential. This personal shot at Triple H also included Ron Breakker smashing the old black and gold style NXT logo, which was a bigger shot than Cody Rhodes destroying the throne with a sledgehammer at Double or Nothing. The two biggest Triple H allies left NXT are Shawn Michaels and Samoa Joe. Both of them were able to keep their positions through yesterday's releases. Now, honestly, we would have to see how NXT evolves from here. But the company is certainly starting with a clean slate in a lot of ways. Now, moving on to the next news. So there was major tension among WWE staff as firing continues. So WWE fired, of course, several. They fired several executives, or I can't pronounce this word right. They fired several executives. Executives, okay. I got it. They fired several executives, coaches, and producers in recent memory. The company says the moves are made within the future of the NXT brand in mind. There were a lot of huge names let go in the latest round of cuts. Nobody seems safe from the corporate acts, and that doesn't create the best work environment. Now, William Regal, Road Dogg, and a slew of high-level corporate staffers have been let go. Now, fans see it as just more of the same from WWE. The company seems hell-bent on replacing the entire NXT payroll. Mike Johnson of PW Insider reported on the internal reaction to the firing within WWE. The reactions range from anger to gallows humor. Nobody is happy about what is happening. So this is what Mike Johnson on PW Insider said. He said, and I quote, "I spoke to a few people who work within Titan Tower last night and this morning. Many of them are befolded, to say the least. Some admitted are angry. Some pointed out that once again it's not the company it was a few years ago. One even joked that it's Nick Khan's WWE, not Vince McMahon's company at this point, and wondered what happens if Khan ever does fall out of favor, given that the company has been so gutted under Khan's vision, and should his vision ever end. I think it should. Look how terrible, look how dog shit the bookings are. I mean, look how dog shit creative are. The shows are terrible every week. Monday Night Raw, NXT 2.0, and Smackdown. It's always rematches after rematches after rematches. What do you think? What do they think? I mean, clearly, myself and the IWC community are not dumb. Nick's vision is absolutely horrendous. Just horrendous, man. So, Mike Johnson also said what happens next, and there would be some really awful growing pains in order to shift it to whether the next gear might be, or whatever the next gear might be. A lot of the long-time employees are gone, and a lot of people who have migrated over are Nick Khan Knights. The one I spoke to yesterday and today were happy. Many were sad. Many were frustrated. Some don't even know how to guess or what might be next. So that is all what Nick Khan, or what Mike Johnson of PW Insider said. Yeah. Vince and Bruce and Nick Khan are the reasons why all these releases happened in the first place. If Triple H was still in charge, NXT would be the best brand that WWE's had, that WWE would ever have, man. And I'm going to explain to you all some good things Triple H did with NXT here in just a second. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and give you all this other news real quick. Now, Ryan Katz speaks out after being fired from NXT. So, it says here that, if I can get it to pull up here. Hold on just a second, guys. Give me a chance, give me time to find it. There it is. Okay, it says here that Ryan Katz is one of many producers, executives, and wrestlers who lost their job in WWE recently. Katz has been with the company since 2012. Ryan spent years as a loyal employee and worked his way up to the position of associate producer at NXT. Now, Katz shared his thoughts on the release on his Facebook page. The producer discussed his long history with WWE and how he fought through the ranks. Ryan is thankful for the opportunity. He said, and I quote, "In early 2012, I was offered a talent contract with WWE. My dream had come true the day after FedEx arrived with my paperwork. The guy that hired me was fired. And another day later, I read that FCW was shutting down. Having experienced something like that twice in my past, I wasn't feeling too optimistic about my future in WWE. Upon graduating college, I was very close to getting a job with WCW on their internet and hotline team. But the lady that was hiring me was transferred out of WCW and the opportunity went away. I was also supposed to be consistent on dealing or no deal back in the day. my hiring producer was fired, and again, the opportunity did not come to fruition. So this was something I was familiar with. And while waiting for my medical testing date, I received the 203 call that led to my contract offer being recited. So, fast forward to June 2013, and I was brought in as the first employee of the new WWE Performance Center and to be a protege and apprentice to Dusty Rhodes Classic. My run at WWE was extraordinary. The talent I worked with, the cultures I learned from, the international travels, friends, creative work, passion, dedication, and sacrifice have all allowed me to live my life with a smile on my face and love in my heart. I love the people. I love supporting the talent, helping them make their dreams come true, sticking up for them, and giving them a voice when theirs wasn't being listened to. I love improving people's minds or people's moods, giving them confidence in many cases, taking them off the metaphorical or metaphorical ledge and easing their mind so they could go down what they were meant to do. I got to work with some of the biggest stars in the world, and I had the opportunity to help mold and guide them to who they are today. And for that, I'm blessed, grateful, and humble. I also can't forget all the amazing, talented, charming, charismatic, and hardworking hopefuls that I didn't work out for that had a positive impact on my life. When I got the call, I wasn't sad or angry. I actually laughed a little. I know I will be fine. I have a wife that loves me, a puppy that adores me, and judging by messages, calls, and things I've been reading, my effort on people has been positive, and through it all, my influence was kind and full of respect. A special thanks goes out to Canyon, Seaman, Bill Demont, Matt Bloom, Wayne Rangle, and of course, the American Dream, for always believing in me, supporting me, lifting me up, dare I say, even into a pedestal with your admiration, respect, guidance, and knowledge. I was fortunate to be one of the few that gets to live the dream and lived every second of it with heart, passion, love, and commitment to all the coaches, staff, and talented I have ever worked with. I thank you for allowing me to be part of your lives and dreams. As someone who has lived through many cool experiences and opportunities, I can say with my head held up high and a smile on my face that there is so much more to come. And I'm still working to grow, learn, and hopefully tap my full potential. It's important to love the life you live so you can live the life you love. And even through bad news and the uncertainty of employment, I am filled with an abundance of love. To the talent going to work today, boomed out, sad, angry, wherever, leave it at the door. You're there for a purpose, and go make it happen. I left you all a final statement of motivation in the doghouse. Read it, live it, and go be undeniable. Enough respect, love, peace, and smiliness forever. As my sources, Ringside News, exclusively reported, all of the releases this week were Triple H's people. This was a personal thing. WWE noted in a statement that the releases are a part of the ongoing evolution of the NXT brand. The company has cut approximately 80 wrestlers and a growing number of behind-the-scenes employees in the last year. Ryan Katz is thankful for the time he spent building the brand and those who helped him along the way. Now, let's get to the news on Armstrong reacting to his WWE NXT termination. And then I'm going to give you all the news on Samoa Joe's release and him reportedly being excited for his future after his NXT release. And then that is when I'm going to give you all my thoughts on all this news. Now, it says here that Armstrong has been everywhere in the world of professional wrestling. Scott started his career as a journeyman during the territory era of the late 1980s. The Armstrong wrestling family reached great success in the industry. Two of the Armstrong brothers now find themselves without work. Road Dogg Brian Armstrong was fired from his backstage job at NXT. Scott Armstrong held much of the officiating for the colorful brand. He was also released from his contract. Scott spent over 15 years with WWE. Armstrong's firing left him with plenty to reflect upon. The former WWE referee is now ready to get back to basics, according to a statement he made on Twitter after being cut. It reads here that losing a good gig is never easy, no matter what the occupation. So sometimes you just gotta get back to basics. #biscuits. Thank you for all the well wishes from everyone. I just need a click to reset. Oh, and Shawn Ross Sapp saying, I'm 62. Come on. I'm a really young 60. WWE has been undergoing an extreme reorganization under the leadership of Nick Khan. The company has released countless wrestlers over the last year, and tensions are very high for everybody in Stamford. Scott Armstrong is going to try and keep it simple as he settles into his post-WWE life. Now, on to the news with Samoa Joe released from WWE contract. WWE decided to gut NXT, and it seems as though they were targeting Triple H's people. Of course, I just mentioned that right in the open earlier. Now we have another release to report, or Ringside News has had another release to report. My sources. It shouldn't come as a huge surprise given the current trend. Now, Shawn Ross Sapp reported that Samoa Joe was released from his contract. He was last seen on NXT television as NXT champion, but he was forced to relinquish his title. Then NXT 2.0 started, and he wasn't seen after that. So, his release from the company was confirmed by Fightful. If you're wondering who it was confirmed by. Joe joins other Triple H picks like Road Dogg, Scott Armstrong, Dave Cooper, William Regal, and more, which we all know already. We already know that already because I just went through all that. So, of course, we'll find out who WWE decides to release next. Shawn Michaels' name was trending yesterday, as my sources Ringside News exclusively reported. These releases were actually a personal shot at Triple H. These firings were initial, and they have now sent a message that Triple H's influence in NXT is over. Great. Awesome. That's obviously not good for me, JD, and the entire community. We are all not happy with Vince and Bruce, that they destroyed Triple H and his influence in NXT. The entire community is disappointed. Now, all these geeks and all these things that shitted on JD. JD told you so. He was right all along. Yet, I see geeks and WWE stains on Twitter continue to shit on him in his podcast. are you geeks gonna start acknowledging this man and start realizing that he is the true leader of the IWC? He is the GOAT of the IWC. The leader of the IWC, the tribal chief of the IWC, the best in the IWC, and most importantly, the greatest in the entire IWC. He's one of my many inspirations, man. I'm always inspired by him and his speech and what he does on his podcast. He is doing great things over there. And shout outs to JD. Shout outs to him, man. He is doing absolutely fantastic with his podcast. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. Keep on going, JD. You are doing great, man. You are doing an awesome job. You really are. Fuck what the geeks got to say, man. Ignore them and just keep being you and keep doing you, man. The geeks are going to do nothing but anger you even more. They're going to keep doing nothing but piss you off. They're going to say negative things about you because they realize the reality, and that is that you're right. And that reality is also that you've been right all along. Now, my thoughts on all these releases. Honestly, it pains my heart to see all these releases. It's sad. I'm very disappointed in Vince and Bruce, like I always am. Look at what they're doing to Monday Night Raw and Smackdown. Why do you think all the shows are suffering in the viewership and the ratings? All because of Vince and Bruce and their stupid political agendas. Vince and Bruce thinks it's all about political gain. They think it's all about their political agendas. They think it's all about people power. But it's not. It's not. It's about bettering the shows. It's about producing and writing better shows. It's about giving the fans what they want. That's what it's about. Oh, but it's not about that to them. To them, in their vision, their vision is fucking so garbage. In their vision, it's all about power. It's all about taking control. Control. In their vision, in their minds. That's what they think it's about. It's not about that, man. And I got a lot of good things to say about Triple H. Number one, he was about creating stars. Number two, he was all about building up young talent. For an example, Velveteen Dream. When Velveteen Dream burst on the scene, Triple H and Shawn Michaels already seen star potential in this man. And then, after his successful debut, they started building him up as one of the best top heels in that men's division. You know, when Triple H was in charge? Yeah. And then, he was doing good. He became North American champion. I don't even think he never got to win the NXT championship. But he was North American championship at 24 years old. 24 years old. Built up to be one of the best heels in that division, man. He was doing so great, and then he got fired due to the accusations of him sending those inappropriate photos to those children. Fans even signed the petition to get Velveteen Dream fired, and it's funny that fans signed the petition to get Velveteen Dream fired, yet those same geeks, those same WWE wrestle geeks in the community that signed that petition to get Velveteen Dream fired never signed the petition to get Vince and Bruce to step down from power. Now, this year is the time to get Vince and Bruce to step down by signing petitions. Sign those petitions this year. Now is the time to do so. Vince and Bruce have I don't even know what to say, man. Honestly. Vince and Bruce have really fucked up. They fucked up. They fucked up, man. They fucked up. They really have. They have fucked up releasing Triple H's higher ropes and his talents. Everything Triple H built, everything Triple H did, destroyed by Vince and Bruce. That's why I say, WWE fans, IWC community, open your eyes. Now is the time to start signing petitions to get Vince and Bruce to step down from power. If you don't do it, then Vince and Bruce are going to continue to make the shows worse. They're going to continue to release talent. They're going to continue to take control of WWE. And as long as Vince is still chairman and Bruce is still executive director, we're never going to get better shows. The shows are never going to get written. The shows are never going to be produced right. We're never going to get the matches that we want to see. Not until Vince steps down from his active duties as chairman. Not until Bruce gets fired from WWE. Then, when they're gone, we finally get what we want. I think when Vince gets gone, Triple H will end up getting his job back. As chairman, though, Triple H is a better chairman than Vince McMahon. He would be. But Triple H was all about creating superstars. He was all about building young talent. He was all about giving the talent what they want. He cared so much about his producers and his writers that he hired. They produced some of the best NXT shows that they've ever produced. The pay-per-views were great. They were spot on perfect. The matches they booked were incredible. Everything Triple H did for NXT at the time that he was in charge was absolutely phenomenal. And till this day, I can sit here and say that the NXT we loved before is better than the NXT we don't love now. I'm going to reiterate that again. The NXT that we loved a long time ago is better than the NXT that we are given now, which happens to be NXT 2.0. NXT 2.0 is fucking garbage. Nobody watches that shit, man. NXT 2.0 is nowhere near the NXT we got before. It's not even close to the NXT that Triple H built. It's not even nowhere close to the NXT that we loved. It's not even nowhere close to the NXT that Triple H was in charge, took charge for. Not to mention, Triple H was an awesome producer. He was a great producer, man. He cared about talent. He cared about his writers, producers. He cared about the shows and pay-per-views. He really cared about the Monday Night Raw and Smackdown rosters and the shows. He saw through Vince. He knew that Vince was ruining Smackdown and Raw. And who knows, Vince and Bruce might be ruining themselves. I hope they both get COVID. I hope they get removed this year. My New Year's resolution is for Vince and Bruce to get removed from power. Give us the shows that we want to see. Give us better matches. Give us dream matches that we never got to see. We, as a community, want better shows. I am tired of this garbage we are getting every week. Rematches after rematches after rematches. Same old segments, same old interviews, same old storylines. I'm sick of that. We need fresh new storylines, fresh new stars, fresh new matches, fresh new segments. We want to see fresh new promos being cut in the ring. We want to see all that. Not that same old dog shit. That garbage. We don't want to see all that. Cut the shit, man. Cut the shit. Like, really. Cut the bullcrap. Stop wasting talent. Be better and do better, Vince and Bruce. I don't know how many times myself and JD and everybody else has to tell you this shit. Look what they did with Toni Storm. She got cream pie through at her. Wasted. She was put in the women's championship match. She lost. Clean. She didn't lose clean to Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair cheated to win. And God, my God, that fuck finish was fucking terrible. Holy shit, that match was fucking terrible. Toni Storm was buried right before she got called up. Or actually, right when she got called up, she got buried. Wasted. The moment she got called up, she was already doomed. Same with Adam Cole. Same with Andrade. Same with Aleister Black. Same with Ricochet. Same with Shayna Baszler. All of those talents got called up and got wasted and buried. And put in Titus Catering. You don't think the fans saw that? You don't think the community is still mad about that? Yeah. There are a ton of people in the IWC community that are still angry that you wasted all that talent on TV for absolutely no reason. The only reason why you released the only reason why these NXT releases happen is because Vince and Bruce hated Triple H and his success and his influence on NXT. They hated that Triple H had all those indies talent on his brand. They even hated the producers and the writers that Triple H hired. They were jealous of Triple H's success, man. So they wanted to freaking destroy it. Rather to let it continue. And you know what? And you know something else? You know something else? You know something else? They also exposed Triple H for who Vince and Bruce really think Triple H is. They brainwashed Triple H. They gave him a heart attack. Speaking of that, where was Stephanie McMahon when Triple H got a heart attack? Nowhere. I didn't see not a single goddamn tweet from Stephanie McMahon. Not one tweet from her. One. Not one. If Stephanie McMahon would have tweeted something out like, oh, my husband is okay. He'll recover soon. If I would have saw a tweet like that, then maybe we would be happy. But, unfortunately, I didn't see no tweet from her at all. Our worst fears, guys, JD's worst fears, everybody's worst fear, is that Triple H is either going to quit his job or Vince and Bruce are going to release Triple H from the company. That's our worst fear. And Another one of our worst fears is that Triple H, once Triple H quits, he's going to divorce Stephanie McMahon. That's going to be our worst fears right there. Triple H getting released from the company, or Triple H quitting and divorcing his wife. That's my worst fear right there. Him quitting the company and divorcing his wife, man. And yes, those NXT releases were 100% confirmed a personal shot at Triple H. Everything Triple H did was destroyed by Vince and Bruce. Oh, and the only real reason, another reason why these NXT releases happened was because Triple H and his brand lost in the Wednesday Night Wars against AEW Dynamite last year. That's the only reason why these releases happened, in my honest opinion. And I already said that they hated Triple H and his influence on NXT and what he did to make NXT look like the best NXT brand that we've ever seen. We've ever seen it. God, man, I don't know what else to say, honestly. Vince and Bruce can go fuck themselves because they've really screwed up. They've really made a huge mistake releasing all these NXT producers, writers, and talents. All of those were Triple H's. They made a huge mistake releasing his higher-ups, man. Made a huge mistake. Now all that's left is Paul Levesque himself. What is Paul Levesque going to do now? He's got nobody. Nobody but himself. This shit sucks, man. Really. It's all Vince and Bruce's fault, man. And why? And you know what? JD was also right when he said the wrestling media failed to report it. Yeah, why? Speaking of wrestling media, why did you guys fail to report these stories? Why did you guys fail to report that there was backstage heat between Triple H and McMahon? Why did you guys fail to report the fact that Vince and Bruce were all about their political agendas? Why did you fail to report that Vince and Bruce were the ones behind the releases from last year? Huh? The main thing is, why didn't you report this backstage heat between Vince and Triple H? Is what I want to know. Why was that not reported? I didn't see that get reported not one time. There was some backstage heat from Triple H and Vince McMahon. According to Ringside News, according to Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez from the Observer Radio last year, I didn't see Fightful report this not one time. I didn't see all the other wrestling media report this not one time. Jesus Christ, man. And JD was right once again. Yes, indeed, you all are just as guilty as Vince and Bruce. Absolutely. JD was the only one that had all the information. He was the only one that saved the community from Vince and Bruce's evil claws and evil plans and evil ways. I'm so glad we have JD in the community. And I hope JD continues his podcast because he is doing the best, the greatest work of his career with his podcast. He has an influence. He has put an influence on a lot of us JD fans, including myself. I'm still a member of Off the Script, and I will always be a member of Off the Script. I love what JD does on his channel. There's nothing bad about JD. I haven't seen not one bad thing about JD. His tweets are great. They're never bad. His tweets are 100% factual. What he says about Vince and Bruce, Nick Khan, and Kevin Dunn is 100% factual. And what he says about Johnny Laurinaitis, you know, the guy that's got the voice of Raccoon from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, what he says about him is true. People power. Another guy that needs to be let go from the company. He's all about divas. And you know what? I'm about to drop another bombshell. You remember that bombshell I dropped when I said that Stephanie McMahon was not at Triple H's side when Triple H suffered the heart attack? Well, I'm about to drop another bombshell. And that bombshell is that John Laurinaitis might be the ones behind the releases of the women. I think John Laurinaitis is the one that's running the SmackDown, Raw and SmackDown women's rosters. I think he's the one behind all these talents like Toni Storm and Ember Moon getting released from the company. All he sees is divas. That's all he cares about. Divas. Vince and Bruce. When it comes to females, Vince and Bruce always want to watch blonde, women with blonde hair. It's always about women with blonde hair. Why can't you just approve? Why can't you just approve the talent and just, I don't know, freaking respect their looks, respect their race? I don't know. Let them keep their jobs? I don't know. I don't know. Freaking make sure that they are booked in matches that they know they can win? I don't know. Give them fresh storylines? I don't know. Toni Storm should have been main roster ready from the start. Toni Storm should have been got called up to the main roster. I don't even understand why you even put her in a championship match that you knew you were going to screw her up in. I don't understand. And Ember Moon, she was released all because she was part of the Wednesday Night Wars. All the talents were released because they were part of the Wednesday Night Wars against AEW Dynamite. I wouldn't be surprised if the Viking Raiders soon get released, because I 100% suspect to believe they were part of the Wednesday Night Wars as well. So much in professional wrestling is happening, guys. That's why the wrestling media needs to be reporting this stuff instead of sitting there looking like a bunch of scared pussies. When you see something going on within the WWE, you report it. Not sit there and look all scared like, oh, I'm scared. I can't report this. I can't report it because Vince and Bruce is going to see it and they're going to have my account suspended. Never mind my account getting suspended. Shoot. I hope Twitter gets my Twitter account back, because I never said anything wrong on Twitter. My tweets are good. My tweets are clean. It's nothing bad. I've never said not one bad thing on Twitter, man. Not one thing. Not one bad thing. And shout outs to JD again, man, for delivering as usual on his live stream last night. going over his thoughts on the releases. He did an awesome job, man. He does it better like no other, man. He has an influence. He has an influence on me and other people that have YouTube channels. Other people that are YouTube content creators like myself. He cares. He cares about professional wrestling just like I do. Why do you think I'm doing this fucking video? Expressing my thoughts on these releases. How do you think I freaking feel right now after Triple H's higher-ups and his talents got released from the company? Plus, there was 200 plus talent released last year. 200 plus talent. Think about that. Think about that. Think about how me, myself, and the community feel about this. It's sad. It really is. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. God, I'd be so glad when Vince and Bruce gets removed. They absolutely deserve to lose their jobs after all these releases, man. And you know what? It's not just Vince and Bruce that's got political agendas. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Remember Donald Trump? He didn't win the election because he did some bad things that he wasn't supposed to do. You want to know why? Because he went by his stupid political agenda. That's how all those Trump supporters tried to freaking get in the White House and tried to kill all the people that was in the White House. Tried to destroy the White House. Tried to set it on fire. And you know what? I think Trump is the reason why Vince and Bruce are continuing their stupid political agendas. I 100% believe it. You know, did you not know that Trump and Vince McMahon are best friends? Yes, they know each other. They are best friends, Vince and Trump. From what I heard from some of the people in the community, and from what I read on the internet, Trump and Vince McMahon are close friends. They've been friends for I don't know what, a long time. And I'm willing to bet Dana White and Vince McMahon are also best friends. Of course, Trump and Vince McMahon are best friends. That's probably oh man. Trump is probably the reason why they still got their political agendas and their freaking political gain and their people power bullcrap. Make America great again. Make America great again, my ass. I hope when I have hundreds of millions of $trillion, I move out of this country and move to Colombia, because that's exactly where I'm moving to. And I'm not coming back to the US. Fuck this damn country. This country is bad. All this crime and all this violence, all this election corruption, fraud, all this crap. I'm tired of hearing all this. I am just ready to move out of this country as a whole completely. I don't even want to live in this pathetic country anymore. This country is so dumb. Full of dumb people, man. Full of people that don't even care about the nature, about the earth. They don't even care. And then you got people that's picking on the Lord. Look what happened to all those people in Kentucky. Willing to bet the reason why the tornadoes damaged all those homes in Kentucky, probably because somebody there was talking junk about the Lord. And whoever that was, they got what came to them. They had what was coming to them, whoever that was talking bad things about the Lord. They got exactly what they deserve. And Vince and Bruce need to get what they deserve by stepping down from power and get fired. Because that's exactly what they need. They deserve to lose their jobs. Look at all the talent they wasted. Look at all the talent, including Mustafa Ali, Aleister Black, and Keith Lee. Look what they did with Keith Lee and his character. Look what they did with Keith Lee's entrance. That should be enough to tell you right there that Vince and Bruce are senile dumb. Should be enough to tell you that Vince and Bruce are nothing more than a bunch of senile dumb fucks who don't care about professional wrestling. Period. They don't care about the talent. They don't care about the shows and the pay-per-views. They don't care about their own staff. They don't care about their own employees. They only care, Vince and Bruce only care about themselves. They're only in it for themselves. Just like the wrestling media reporters, they're only in it for themselves. They're only in it for them goddamn selves. Shayna Baszler, Matt Riddle, Damian Priest, all the NXT talents were treated on the main roster like complete shit. I haven't seen Damian Priest on Monday Night Raw the last 2 weeks. And then they wait till the last minute, till the last freaking minute to put all this talent in Titus Catering. Apollo Crews, you might as well say he's in Titus Catering. Ricochet's in Titus Catering. Drew Gulak is in Titus Catering. Drew Gulak hasn't even been used the last, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months. Where's Ali? Why has Ali haven't been on Smackdown television? Why was he not on television? Why is he not on television? It's because Vince and Bruce have lost interest in him and his character and his entrance. Where do you think Ali is now? Titus Catering. Exactly where Ricochet is. That's exactly where Luthorios. Is that what they're called? Is that what that team name is? Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Is that where they're at? That's what I heard. Because I heard Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo are both in Titus Catering as well. I haven't seen them on SmackDown the last few weeks either. Man, I feel so bad for the Viking Raiders. They have been treated like complete, utterly shit, man. Really. They should be SmackDown Tag Team Champions right now. They shouldn't even be at the bottom of the barrel. They should be at the top of the SmackDown Men's Tag Team division. If you can use Roman Reigns right on television, then I know you can book the Viking Raiders right on television. Then I know you can use the Viking Raiders on television to elevate the tag team division. Well, let's be honest. There's no tag team divisions on both brands. The only existing tag team on these brands are the Street Profits, the New Day, the Viking Raiders, and let's see, I don't know. What else? Oh, and the Usos. Four existing tag teams. Street Profits and the New Day on the Monday Night Raw roster. Now on the SmackDown side, the only real existing tag teams are the Viking Raiders and the Usos. That's it. The rest of the tag teams were paired up in... Those ideas were made by Vince and Bruce. Those decisions were made by Vince and Bruce. The Mysterios, who came up with that idea? Vince and Bruce. Alpha Academy, who came up with that idea? To pair up Chad Gable and Otis? Vince and Bruce. Who came up with the idea of pairing Mansoor and Ali, Vince and Bruce? Who came up with the idea of Los Dorios, Vince and Bruce? Who came up with the idea of the tag team known as the Dirty Dogs, Vince and Bruce? Those ideas were created by Vince and Bruce. Everything Vince and Bruce have done until this point is going to be said over and over and over and over and over. We're going to keep, me and JD and everybody else in the community are going to keep shitting on these guys over and over and over until they step down from power. We hate what Vince and Bruce are doing. We are tired of it. We are tired of Vince and Bruce's evil schemes, man. We're tired of their stupid political agendas, man. And we're tired of them going by that. We're tired of them being about their agendas and not being about what the WWE Universe and what the fans want and what the IWC community most importantly want. Stop going by your agendas and give the fans and the entire community what they want out of these shows and pay-per-views. It's time to start opening your eyes, Vince and Bruce. The only reason why I say all these things that I'm saying in this video is because I care about professional wrestling. I care about the talent that got released. I care about the talent that's currently on Monday Night Raw and Smackdown roster. I even care about the talent that's on NXT 2.0. I stopped watching Raw and NXT 2.0 because every week is the same garbage on those shows. If Vince and Bruce can't come up with fresh new storylines, fresh new matches, fresh new segments, fresh new backstage interviews, fresh new promos, then I'm not going to be watching Monday Night Raw or NXT 2.0. If there's no fresh new matches on Raw and NXT 2.0, I'm sorry, I'm not watching. If we get garbage every week on SmackDown, I'm not watching. If these shows aren't important, if these shows aren't enjoyable to watch, and if these shows aren't investing my time in watching, well, guess what? I'm picking up the remote and I'm changing the channel. Or I might just pick up the remote, and turn the TV off. We all know, once again, that Monday Night Raw is dreadful every week. That's why you don't see a lot of people in the community on Twitter tweeting about Monday Night Raw because it's fucking trash. And I feel bad for the people that have to watch Monday Night Raw and sleep through Monday Night Raw until it ends. I think it's fucking hilarious that people had to sleep through Monday Night Raw, though, let's be honest. But I, at the same time, feel bad, too, for those people. For the fans. WrestleMania, as JD stated, is in fact one of the worst WrestleMania pay-per-views. It's one of the worst pay-per-views of all time. One of the worst. Yes. Remember on my first video that I uploaded since my 5-month-long hiatus from the channel? Yeah. Well, remember when I said these pay-per-views are going to miserably fail? I meant that. I mean that. All these pay-per-views, including WrestleMania, this year is going to miserably fail. Vince and Bruce are going to make these pay-per-views look like complete dog shit. All the matches that are going to be booked on those pay-per-views are going to be not enjoyable. Instead, they're going to be unenjoyable to watch. And I would not be surprised if the releases start happening 5 pay-per-views later. honestly, guys, I don't have nothing else to say. I really don't. Oh! Look at Adam Cole. You want to talk about creating new stars and building new talent? Look at Adam Cole. Adam Cole is one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Adam Cole, baby. One of the greatest baby faces you would ever have on the NXT roster. One of the greatest heels you would ever have on the NXT roster. You put Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly into one. Triple H and Shawn Michaels came up with the idea of a faction known as Undisputed Era. One of the greatest factions of all time. They ride with the Shield, the New Day. Or, I don't know about New Day. But they ride with the Shield, the Wyatt family, the Usos. They rival so much tag teams within the WWE. Even Imperium. Man, that Imperium versus Undisputed Era match was one of the greatest tag team matches I've ever watched. That match tore the roof off the place. Man, when Undisputed Era arrived in UK, the UK fans was hyped. Man, I'm telling you, they were. They really were. They were absolutely hyped. Finally, guys, Roman Reigns is actually cleared for a Smackdown return. So he would be returning to Smackdown tonight. And I'm actually going to try to pull up that news right now. I'm actually going to try to find it real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up. If it's not on there and I can't find it, then I'm just going to end this video. Oh yeah, here's another thing I forgot to give you guys the news on. Shawn Michaels trending after WWE releases Triple H's people from the company. Well, yes. Ringside News did exclusively reported that this was personal. Triple H people were the focus of those firings. So as fans discuss the cuts, Shawn Michaels' name is entering the conversation. Of course it is. He was part of the Wednesday Night Wars. He was Triple H's right man. Triple H's right hand man. He's obviously one of Triple H's people. So many fans this week are still talking about the Heartbreak Kid. Even today. And you know what some fans are also wondering? The fans are wondering. They are wondering what Shawn Michaels is thinking of all this. They are wondering if HBK will be next in line for a release. You know he is. Even JD actually said on his live stream last night that Shawn Michaels is next in line to get released. He knows it, I know it, and everybody else in the community knows it. Shawn Michaels is currently still within the WWE. He's still with the Performance Center. And at this rate, WWE would have to try really hard to surprise all of us with this release. Well, it ain't gonna surprise me, and it definitely ain't gonna surprise my only greatest favorite podcaster in the entire IWC, the GOAT, JD from New York. I really feel it for Shawn Michaels, man. I really think they're going to release him and then release Triple H, and that'll be it. I think that's going to be it. And then, right there and then, you definitely might as well say Triple H and his influence is completely erased and gone. By the time Triple H gets released, there won't even be no NXT. There won't even be no performance centers anymore. And when Triple H gets released, you know he's going to ask for his divorce. You know him and Stephanie McMahon's going to be divorcing. You better believe that. Triple H, you better believe Triple H is not happy with his wife right now. And his father. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. If I was him, I would start divorcing Stephanie McMahon right now. I mean, she didn't even tweet out anything about her husband. She didn't tweet out Triple H's update on how he was doing from the heart attack or nothing. She didn't even bother. The wrestling media didn't even bother to speak with Stephanie McMahon about Triple H's update on his health after his heart attack he suffered from Vince, at the hands of Vince and Bruce. Goes to show you that Stephanie McMahon and her father don't even give a shit about Triple H. And where was where was Shane McMahon when all this happened? Why hasn't the wrestling media spoke with Stephanie or Shane McMahon? Excuse me. Why hasn't the wrestling media talked to Stephanie McMahon or Shane McMahon about this? What I'm trying to say is, in other words, guys, why hasn't the wrestling media reporters spoke to Shane McMahon, Vince's son, about this? Where was Shane McMahon when Triple H had the heart attack? Where was Stephanie McMahon when Triple H had the heart attack? Nobody came to Triple H's aid when he had the heart attack. In my honest opinion, nobody did. Should have been Stephanie McMahon, but everybody just left him there. They didn't even bother to check on him. I didn't see no articles of Triple H's update on his heart attack. Nothing. Goes to show you that this company doesn't care about Paul Levesque and his influence on NXT. Guys, I'm running out of energy, man. I gotta eat my breakfast and take my meds. I'm gonna go on ahead and get the heck out of here because this is really giving me depression and it's stressing me out. So thank you all for watching, and I will be dropping 2 videos this week. One is going to be me explaining to you all my thoughts on the AW Dynamite debut on TBS, and the other one is going to be me explaining to you all my thoughts on this week's episode of Smackdown. Until then, peace. I'm getting the heck out of here.